what do you think attributes to like your self-discipline that keeps you like just on the right track? Because Jake is he has a lot of routines and a lot of habits that he sticks to very well. He's a very self-disciplined guy. So what do you think attributes to your self-discipline?
I'd probably say you gotta do what you gotta do.
Is it really as simple for the people out there? You just gotta do what you gotta do.
I think my self-discipline, it didn't really start like being like above average until I got to school. I think back to school for like this year especially. I don't know why, man. It was like, okay, so I have like things I have to do in a day. You know, I have to work out.
Yep.
You know, I have to do homework and I have to like read. And some of those things don't happen if I don't get up early. You know, so for me, it's like I have to wake up at like 5:30 every single day, or else I don't get too anxious. I don't have enough time to like read and like do homework and even like, you know, hang out with people. You know, I would want enough time.
Fair.
And so that gives me more time in the day. You know, because if you know I can be awake from 5 to 10, 11 o'clock at night, then
That's
like
a long time.
That's a lot of the day. You know.
So do you just view it as like not an option? It's like it's not like a thing you could do. It's like a thing you have to do.
Yeah, and I mean, there's days like today I slept in, till like 8 o'clock.
Slept in to 8 o'clock, fellas. Let's just put that in.
There are days where I sleep in like a lot more, because I have to, because I can only do that for so many. Like I have to have like at least 2 days, 2 days of like
of just doing nothing.
Of like sleeping, taking naps, or sleeping for like full like 8.5 hours, or else I will like lose function. Like this week, I didn't sleep a crazy amount. But that's okay because last night I got a little sleep.
So do you see it as like with my problem with my thing is like I'm too hard on myself. So like if I miss a day of doing something, when it's hard to get back in the routine. Are you not like that? Are you like you have a bad day and you're like, oh, it's okay, I'll just get it.
Yeah, no, I do have bad days. Don't get me wrong, I do have bad days. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think I've had so many bad days. Like I've been doing this for a while now. So you have bad days, like whatever, man. Like I've had so many bad days that it's like, well, like I got sick a couple weeks ago, and it's like I hadn't been sick in so long.
You didn't need to get sick. I was there for that.
And so like I got sick, and I was like, oh man, this sucks. And then I the next week I went back to doing what I normally do, and it was really hard. Like last week was super hard, getting back into it. But it's like, what are you gonna do? It's like I can't not. It's almost like we were talking about this in one of my classes the other day of like how long does something take to become a part of you, like working out, for instance. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's just gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, for the people out there that may not have routines or maybe wanting to improve themselves, what is your number one suggestion or like thing that really helped you kind of just be like, okay, let me stop? Because I'll give my answer after Jake gives his answer, but I think me and Jake both were not the most dedicated fellas back in the day. I don't think we had much we didn't have much self-discipline. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Didn't have much self-discipline. So what do you think is the one, you can give a couple, but like the main thing that helps you every morning be like, well, I have to do this?
I'd say number one, like first, that's a good question. I'd probably say like to get started, I don't know, man. Like I think for me, it was just like, don't have enough time. And second of all, like, I don't know, I just didn't like, I wanted to, for first of all, I thought it was really hard because I wasn't like fat, but I was like really heavy,
Jake was a big fella.
I was like, I don't want to have this much weight on me anymore. Cause it really started like this summer I ran a lot, or last summer I guess I ran a lot. And I feel like that kind of started from, I was like, I just don't like what I look like. I don't like how I feel, I'm like, I'm tired all the time. And so I feel like it was all, you can't do it all at one time,
Nope.
like, cause I wasn't I wasn't waking up at 5 a.m. like day one, like I would, like
gradually started.
Yeah, I gradually started doing it. You make little changes, like even food. You cannot change your eating habits in one night, or one day. It's like, you eventually got to cut down a little more until you get, to where you want to be. And so I feel like it's like making little changes instead of big ones.
That's a good one.
Like, and almost like linking habits together, like to a habit you already have.
That's a good one.
Like linking, like let's say you have a good habit, like working out, like linking, like eating well. Like obviously,
you can link those two.
You can link those two together really easily, and then for me it just took, linking waking up early to, working out and then also eating well. So it's almost like those things get linked together. And even think another one for me is, I have a like, I don't know, like other stuff, like,
Jake has a lot of stuff going on in his life. Yeah. I think what I've noticed, what helped me a lot is I read, guys. I'm a reader now. This guy reads every now and then. I was reading this book called Atomic Habits, How to Build Habits, and it said that people focus on goals too much. So like if you want to run a marathon, your main goal is to run that marathon. But if you don't have systems in place and goals in place, little goals to get to that marathon, once you run that marathon or once you like get to a point where you can, you're going to lose all of your motivation to do anything. So if my motivation was going to the gym was I want to lift X amount of weight. Like if my only reason to go to the gym was I wanted to lift 225 pounds, once I did that, I would be like, I'd be lost. And I'd be like, there's no point in me to go to the gym anymore. So I think if I have advice for anybody out there that's trying to build habits or trying to improve themselves, it's stop focusing on goals, so to speak, and the systems in place to help you get to those goals. So for Jake,
that's good.
If Jake didn't have any self-discipline and stuff, and he was like, I want to wake up super early and I want to go to the gym and I want to eat healthy, I would be like, okay, well, one, you have to stop. You have to find things early on in the day that you like to do. So like, I'm a night person personally, so I don't like to. I know myself enough to where I know I will not be able to sleep early. And if I did want to sleep early, I'd be like, okay, well, I cannot invite people over. I cannot look at my phone. I'd have to get ready for bed at like 8 because I know I won't be able to fall asleep in the beginning. So that's one thing you can do. If you want to go to the gym, you don't have to go to a set gym every day. If you're like afraid of the gym or you don't like going to the gym, you can do bodyweight stuff. Push-ups, sit-ups, squats, just even going outside, lifting random things. Like all the gym is you're lifting weight and putting it down. So you're not like, you don't need to go to the gym to get in shape. Like if you're like nervous at the gym, just do something at your house. Start off with push-ups, start off with squats, start off light. So that's my thing. I think people are too busy focusing on goals.
Yeah, and even like
on habits.
I think even just like the act of doing the thing is much more important than I was like, it's like the journey, not the destination, you know, like how cringy that is. Like it's so true. Cause even like, you know, we'll take Luke, for instance, like he wanted to lose a lot of weight before spring break.
Yep.
And so he started eating like super healthy.
He did a good job.
And he did a really good job, you know.
Shout out Luke.
Yeah.
Shout out Luke for watching.
Yeah. He lost a lot of weight before spring break because like dude would like plan out his meals, you know, and it wasn't about hitting a certain like weight number of weight. It was like, I just want to lose weight, you know. Yeah. I think that's what honestly I would really add on to that is like, it's all about, you know, I don't want to lift a certain amount of weight. So I just want to lift more weight, you know, or I don't want to, you know, read more. I just want to read, you know. Yeah.
I also think people also have really bad habits of letting themselves down without even realizing it. Like I think I'm bad at this too. Like you'll say something that you're going to do. And even if it's not like crucial to your life, like if like the night before you go to bed, you're like, I need to go to Walmart tomorrow and I need to get shampoo, and you don't go do that tomorrow, your mind is still going to like think of that as a failure, even though it's not like a huge thing in your life that you're like really stressed about. I need to get shampoo. If you do that like every day, like if you like every night, like I'm just going to eat this cookie because like I can do it, you're going to keep letting yourself down every single day. Yeah. And then it's way harder to build good habits because your brain doesn't think good or bad habits. They think they're the same. Like your brain does not see a good habit and a bad habit as different. They're both the same thing. So if you want to build a good habit, you kind of have to have good self-talk, even though how stupid that sounds. Everyone is like, you gotta love yourself, man.
Yeah, but it's so true.
It is a really big part of because like you got to keep yourself accountable. You can't have somebody in your mind at all times. You are the only one that's gonna want to make yourself better. Yeah. So you have to kind of commit to it. And also, you're gonna fail a lot. Like I don't think Jake woke up at 5 a.m. every single morning, every single day when he started. Yeah.
And I don't wake up at 5 a.m. Like people wake up at 5 a.m. every single day. Nope. You know, but I don't do that because I just like can't. And I also maybe come a day where I you know I don't have the luxury of sleeping anymore. You know, and that's fine. But right now it's like I can. So like why not? Yeah. You know. But yeah.